So this next one we're going to do is between AA5 and AA6. It's called new and it's called circumference of circles. So it has no letter value, so I wanted to show you that. Okay, so I'm going to click on it and let's do some practicing. Now the circumference can be found two different ways. The circumference can be 2 times pi times the radius, or the circumference can be the diameter times pi. So why do you think it can be the diameter times pi? Because 2 times the radius is how much? If I had another radius going this way, that would be our diameter. Does that make sense? So it gives us the radius, so we'll just use the radius. It's 3. So I'm going to use this first formula. So 2, and it tells us to use 3.14 for pi. Okay. So 2 times 3.14 times 3. 2 times 3.14 times 3 gives us 18.84. The diameter of the circle is 6, so our two formulas are 2 times pi times the radius, or the diameter times pi. So I'm going to use the diameter. 6 times 3.14. I think we just did this one. 6 times 3.14 is 18.84. This time they just gave you the diameter instead of the radius. It does not like when I put that in. The diameter of the circle is 2. What is its circumference? So from your formula sheet, we can do 2 times the radius times pi, or we can do the diameter times pi. The diameter is 2, so 2 times pi. And remember, IXL wants you to use 3.14, so you get 6.28. The radius of the circle is 9. What is its circumference? Again, these are all going to be circumference problems. So you're going to use either circumference equals 2 times the radius times pi, or the diameter times pi. Okay? And it's giving us the radius, so we'll do 2 times 9 times pi. And pi is 3.14. 56.52. We'll do a couple more. If you think you got it and you're ready, go ahead. The radius is 8, so we're going to do 2 times 8 times pi. You can probably hear me clicking on my calculator. Again, if you're having trouble and you can't find a calculator, let me know. So now it gives us the circumference, and it wants to know the radius. So this one's tricky. I'm glad we kept going. Circumference equals 2 times the radius times pi. This time we know what C is. C is 106.76. So 106.76 equals 2 times the radius times 3.14. So what are we solving for? We're solving for the radius. So this is like solving an equation. And I have 2 times the radius times 3.14. So you're going to take 106 and you're going to divide it by 2 and then divide it by 3.14, and that will give you R by itself. So 106.76 divided by 2, and then divide by 3.14. And that will give you 17. We had to work backwards for this one. Didn't want us to find the circumference, it gave us the circumference. So here's another one. The circumference is 113.04. This time it wants to know the diameter. So I'm going to use, so we had those two formulas, 2 times the radius times pi, or what else did we have? We had circumference equals the diameter times pi. So which one gives us the diameter? This formula. Okay, so that's the one I'm going to use, the diameter times 3.14. So if I want d by itself and it's being multiplied, the opposite is to divide. So it is 36. Okay, I hope that helps. If you get confused and need some help, please email me.